For most of my adult life, actually ever since high school, I've been in and out of relationships. And every relationship has played out a different theme in my life. And usually in these relationships, they're very long term because I want to hold on to the person as long as possible. Even though after knowing that me and that person are not compatible. And I think a lot of us do this. And there are other people that are better at this, and like once they realize that it's not working, they're better at letting it go. For me, I grew up with my parents. You know, my parents have been together for over 40 years and they're still married to this day. So watching them, I've always idealized this version of marriage and what marriage should look like, and how a long-term partnership means success. And it means that you are going to be safe and you're going to feel safe throughout life, because now you have your partner, now you have your person that's always going to be there with you. These relationships, even though my heart deep down knew that it wasn't correct, I stayed way longer than I needed to, way past the expiration deadline, if you would. And it only created more suffering because I wasn't listening to my intuition. Why I stayed in these relationships longer than needed is being afraid of the unknown. I think a lot of us can relate to like not knowing what's on the other side, so we cling to these things longer than we need to, whether that be a job, a relationship, or anything that we don't want to let go of because we don't know what's on the other side. And that for a lot of people is scary. And so we don't do it. And so we stay in these relationships that we know are not correct. We stay in these jobs that we know don't fulfill us. And we stop connecting to the part of ourselves that has true magic and true wisdom. The part of yourself that as a kid would tell you to imagine, to create, and to do the things that made you happy. And we start clinging to things. And in the process of doing that, we forget about ourselves. We forget about connecting with our true path and our true intuition. The best way to come back and connect to ourselves by paying attention to that inner voice. It doesn't have to be a huge jump. It doesn't have to be a big leap that you're making, right? I gave you the example of something big in my life because it was the most impactful. Relationships have been the most impactful themes in my life that have brought me the most suffering in my life, honestly. But it can be as little as make that YouTube channel, start that podcast, start drawing, start journaling. It could be that little voice that tells you to start on that creative project that you think is dumb, that you thought that no one's gonna watch this. It's not important. Who cares? But what you have to realize is that you're not doing this for other people, that you're doing this for yourself. And when you start to listen to that inner voice, it grows. My microphone just died, so the quality on the audio may be a little bit different, but I'm going to continue with what the message that I was saying prior to that happened. When we listen to this voice more and more, it then starts to kind of play with us more, and we can start listening to it and play around with the ideas that you're getting, right? And the more that you follow it, the more that you see that it doesn't lead you astray. Now, I'm not saying that the path is easier and easier, but it does get more fulfilling and more fulfilling. And over time, you'll realize that you had to go through all of what you went through to get to where you are now. And you'll realize that it was all worth it. It was all worth it listening to that voice. It was all worth it because that voice is connected to your heart, your soul, and your power. It's all worth it at the end. A lot of us, especially in today's society, we're just following advice blindly or listening to other people, and we're not tuning in enough. So I invite you today to tune in. Tune into that inner voice, to that inner knowing, and follow it. Listen to it. Listen to the little nudges and see where it leads you. If you want to work with me on being able to get more and more connected to this part of you, I'm not taking on some clients. And so I would love to work with you. And yeah, if you like this video, hit a like down below, comment, and subscribe to my channel if this resonated with you today. I also have a free meditation that I've created for some of you that are interested, and it's all about that connecting to that intuition, connecting to our knowingness and staying connected with it. And I think first in the morning and before bed, it's a very, very important thing that we could do just to get connected to that part of ourselves. And it make it a habitual, a daily practice, and you can download it down below on the link as well. Blessings to you all on the next video.